Welcome dear all. I am Dr. Rajput from IIT BHU Varanasi, and here for a very big reason for making the e-commerce platforms not only in India but across the globe to be a place for fair trade, a clean e-commerce platform where all the consumers will be absolutely safe. You see, in the digital India, our mandate is to create a digital world which will be transparent, free of worries, and where once again the consumer will be a king. As the mandate of the government, we are bent upon to provide to our consumers. In fact, you and me, every one of us are consumers, and we want to receive very good services without any malicious intention from the vendors, suppliers, and service providers. Basically, we are here to talk about the impact of dark patterns on consumer choices and preferences. Okay, so the very first thing which comes in our mind is about what are dark patterns, and you all who have gathered here are the busters of dark patterns. So we are the knights in shining armor to detect dark patterns. Most of us are technocrats. In fact, some of you are from management side also. So we have in fact invited all the engineering institutions, management institutions, and all the universities across the country have been invited. And I am happy to share that we have around 140 plus colleges across the country, including 10 plus IITs, 10 plus NITs, many central universities, most of the premier universities, and in fact almost all the premier most engineering colleges in private sectors, government sectors, and all of us, we are trying to generate huge awareness about dark patterns. So I am very happy and welcome you all in this gathering. So primarily, what are the dark patterns and what are we actually going to bust? This is a very big question. So Ministry of Consumer Affairs and IIT BHU have joined together under an MOU where we are going to tackle the e-commerce platforms in the digital world to ensure that our consumers are perfectly safe, secured, and are given and provided and offered fair deals. So what are dark patterns? So dark patterns are in fact variety of things which come in our mind. The thing is, dark patterns are basically tricks. People trick you. The e-commerce platforms try to modulate our thought process to take us certain decisions knowingly or unknowingly in their favor. So it is not that we are trying to stop vendors from providing services and users from buying their services. Our requirement is that it should be a fair trade. The consumer should be free to choose whatever he wants to, the way we do in our real marketplace, the physical markets, right? So as per the government's directions and motivations and efforts, the physical world has been stabilized. There are so many regulations, rules, and policing, significant amount of policing, that in the physical market we feel comfortable and we get good services, right? However, the digital world has been almost free. People are coming up with their own websites, their own user interfaces, and then they offer whatever, right? Sometimes, as innocent consumers, we go to marketplaces, we take decisions. Generally, we believe their reviews to be true, we believe their offers to be true. If they say there is last one piece remaining and if you want to buy, you buy it immediately. Now there are two things. It may be true, it may not be true, right? Sometimes it may so happen that some particular website, a e-commerce website, is offering only one piece remaining. But it should so happen that once you have bought that piece or that item, the remaining item should finally be zero. But if you will check the same product next day in the same website, once again you will find there are few more, once again one more last piece remaining. So that means that claim that that item was the last piece was not actually the last piece, right? Had it been the last piece, the next piece next day in the morning might not have come up. This is a dark pattern, right? So Government of India has identified 13 different types of dark patterns, and these 13 types of dark patterns have been defined to be illegal for use as per the Gazette notification on November 23rd, 2023. Since it is November, in fact, end of December 2023, which means it's hardly a matter of last 2 months. So dark patterns in India have been formally and officially declared as illegal and malicious and inappropriate for use in e-commerce platforms by the government. Ministry of Consumer Affairs is responsible to ensure that there are no illegal practices carried out in digital platforms. And this is where our role is also coming into picture, where we want to come up with solutions, automated solutions, intelligent solutions, which can immediately recommend that in this particular e-commerce platform there is some issue and we need to tackle, and we need to inform to the user, the consumer, that there is a catch, right? So now you can understand the importance of dark patterns, typically detection of dark patterns in India in e-commerce platforms. In USA or UK or in developed countries, there are rules, laws already implemented, and dark patterns have eventually a long-term negative impact in the psychologies. Dark patterns can work for some time but not forever, right? They are not sustainable. People cannot cheat you forever, especially if the consumer is aware of his rights and the techniques, the digital techniques which people are using for keeping dark patterns active, right? So the awareness among us will actually do us. For example, there may be many types of dark patterns. I will show you variety of some of the dark patterns that are present. Most common type may be forced continuity. Start with some trial. They take your credit card details and everything, and later they say, after the expiry of the trial period, automatically your subscription is implemented, because they had already taken your consent and they had already taken all the details of your credit card, right? So in one way there is a forced continuity, and okay, let me accept that, okay, forced continuity is acceptable, right? Provided at any point of time, whenever I want to unsubscribe, I should have a simpler way. The way they automatically subscribed me, they should also provide another button.
It's 12 o'clock.
Merely clicking which I should simply unsubscribe from the subscription. And you will be surprised to know that in UK, recently you can search on the internet, that there was some subscription button which was not finally present in that service providers, the e-commerce platform. I will not name specifically, you people can search, but finally a user wanted to unsubscribe the subscription and he was not able to finally get any mechanism or button or some way by which he could have unsubscribed, right? So this is the catch, right? Finally he placed a claim, he went to the legal court of law, and then millions of dollars were fined on the company and the user was compensated, right? So there is one forced continuity. Sometimes it is very easy to subscribe. Roach Hotel and Roach Motel is one very popular term in US. Getting in is easy, but to unsubscribe, to go off the contract is very difficult. Either you have to send personalized email, specifically talk to a particular people, and kind of thing. Sometimes they also keep on sending the unsolicited emails as spams, right? So that is another type of dark pattern, right? Sometimes they deliberately misdirect you. They deliberately misdirect you for many such things. Okay, so this is where we have to take care of, and we will see how in the real world, in the world of researchers, how they are actually detecting it. Okay, so let me go to some of the examples of dark patterns. So number one, there may be trick questions, right? Trick questions is, for example, one tricky question may be, don't you want to opt to receive updates? Now it has some double negatives. Why would you not look forward to receive the updates? The thing is, you will look forward to updates, so you will always say yes. Sometimes even there are online surveys with misleading questions, sometimes which is not really essential in this context. However, right, you have to agree to their terms. Generally through the tricky questions and online surveys, sometimes we keep on saying yes, and in between there is one specific question which you might not have in fact agreed, but because of the flow of the questions you finally agreed, right? So sometimes they lead the users to unintentionally agree to the terms they won't normally accept, right? So this is trick questions is one of the dark patterns. Sneak into basket. Sometimes, for example, you are buying some electronic item. By rule, they should provide warranty services, guarantee for certain minimum period as per the law, right? However, what they will do? They will add warranty service into the cart when purchasing electronics, and suppose there may be another the checkbox which might say, no, I don't want to take the warranty. Now if you are agreeing for the warranty service, maybe $4 or $40 or certain rupees will be included. If you will say no, then whenever your electronic product will go fail, it will certainly come onto you, and they will say, you had not shown your interest to take the warranty, so why should we provide the warranty? But technically speaking, every product permitted for sale in the market has certain preconditions by the government that you should be answerable and responsible for the quality of your product and post-purchase services, right? So that is one thing. Similarly, in travel booking sites, sometimes when you will purchase ticket maybe for the train or for the flight, while you are making the payment, something will come once again where it will say, take the insurance for this much rupees, pay 10 rupees or 50 rupees or 100 rupees to take the insurance. Now either you will and this checkbox is pre-ticked. You don't have to tick it, right? So that is another catch, where you have to actually take insurance, and if you go for the next line, it might say no, I don't want to take insurance, which shows that you don't want an insurance. So finally, if something ill happens, unfortunately, when you will go for the claim, they will say you had opted not to take insurance, then how are we liable? So this is another sneaking into the basket. Roach Motel is what? Subscription services, certain like streaming platform, right? Signing up is easy. However, canceling such requests is very difficult, right? So that is another catch. Here we say subscription easy. While you are unsubscribing, there won't be any button. So Roach Motel is, you get into sometimes even gym memberships, right? You can initiate online, but if you want to unsubscribe, and if you want a payback, or if you simply want your subscription to the gym, then they will suggest you that you have to send a physical letter with your physical sign, come and submit it in our office. What will happen? If you will go to their office, discuss it with you, they can try to convince you that you should take membership, right? So this is another unsolicited thing which is happening, right? So once again, that is a catch. Then we come to another thing, which is privacy jukering, right? Privacy jukering is what? Sometimes social networking sites, like there are so many dating apps these days. We feel like they are providing a great service to the society, and we are getting opportunity to mingle with people. We are freely making so many friends, and we are having a good time. But probably at the back of it, what are such networking sites are doing? They are encouraging to share your personal data. Sometimes even you might not share that mobile number which you used while signing up for the services, right, at the dating site. However, while chatting with someone, probably you might give the other person that particular exclusive number which you have never shared on the internet. But since this data is available on the chat, or your Instagram ID handle, or Twitter handle, or something other, or something very private to you, this data can be identified by them for later use. And sometimes maybe they can utilize such data to show you more advertisement of that regard, or maybe utilize for something else. And sometimes what kind of use of private data can be made by some other networking site, we never know, right? So it is a complex thing to understand what the other party might be going to do with your data, right? So sometimes even social networking sites which encourage you to share personal data is also a dark pattern, right? So sometimes even while signing up, the app even seeks your approval and permission to access unnecessary personal information, like even your contact or real-time location for basic functionality, even sometimes access to microphone and camera, whereas that app has nothing to do with any service with microphone or camera, right? So once again, privacy jukering is another dark pattern, right? Then there is a bait and switch. Regarding bait and switch, what can be there? There may be an online advertisement for free antivirus program, right? But once you will click, this is free only for a limited period, and automatically will start charging you for the subscription, right? Sometimes they will promote for specific discounted items which are not actually available, right? So they will show you some item which is very good, and you will get tempted to buy that item. But when you will go to that particular website, you will find that the item is over, it is sold out. Now what will you do? They will show you that there are similarly many more items. Please buy from these. Now what will happen? Since you have come to their website, unknowingly you will make up your mind to buy some other product and finally you will buy it. So that is another catch, right? So this is where we have to be particular about, right? So this is another thing. Similarly, confirm shaming. Confirm shaming is maybe a pop-up comes up which says that will induce some guilt in some kind of language to subscribe to their newsletters. And at the below, there will be a checkbox and it will say either you will subscribe, otherwise no thanks, I don't want to be smarter. Now who can be a person who would not like to get smarter? So what will happen? He will finally get smarter by subscribing, right? So sometimes emotional pushes are also there. E-commerce sites which use negative language for customers opting out of additional purchases. No, I prefer paying full prices. So I don't want additional, for example, buy two, get one free. So it may say, no, I don't want to buy another item. I don't want any further rebate. So this is a kind of confirm shaming that you yourself would feel bad about it. Why I didn't buy for another one more item, right? So that is a catch. So this is called confirm shaming. Misdirection. Sometimes you want to unsubscribe, but you see, signing a button will be very boldly flashed. However, the unsubscribe button, this will be very much hidden. No thanks, this button will be clandestinely placed somewhere. Even sometimes placed in a way so that it is even mixed with the similar background color, right? So you cannot in fact very easily identify that yes, really it is the thing, right? So in this way, sometimes in fact, for example, you are going to download some song. It will so happen that while downloading this song, so naturally below the link of the song, there should be a download button, single button. You can click and you can download the song. But what will they do? In a disguised manner, they will place the download button for some other app. And the actual song's download button will be placed after 3, 4, 5 different download buttons, right? So what will happen? They are giving you advertisement along with a download button, and you have to be intelligent enough and you have to be alert enough not to click the wrong button to download something else. And many times even it happens with me that when I click, I download something else, right? So this is another dark pattern. The advertisement should be clearly shown to the user that this is an advertisement and this is the actual download button of the song. Okay, so dear all, we were talking about misdirection, that sometimes the download button is not specifically the relevant download button, but in the disguise they place additional advertisements which are shown which are also having a download button, but for their app, for the advertised app. So you have to be meticulously, you have to identify this particular download button is button for the download of my song of choice. Okay. Sometimes hidden costs. While booking the tickets, the raw ticket, sometimes even I have personally felt it, like while buying seeing the advertisements, they say the flight ticket is only 1,000 rupees, maybe 500 rupees. Sometimes they advertise it like for 1,200 rupees you can now fly. When you will go to their website, you will find that this 1,200 rupees is the base price. On top of it, there may be additional prices being added, fuel surcharge and many other surcharges. And finally, this ticket will cost you significantly much more beyond 1,200 rupees, right? So sometimes they immediately don't show the user the final price inclusive of everything. Rather, once you have made up your mind and you have decided, okay, I am going to fly to particular this city for rupees 1200. When you will now proceed for the payment, now they will add the service fee, additional check taxes, and any other things only at the final step. So what will happen? Even if the cost has increased, and since you have made up your mind, sometimes it so happens that you will finally agree to buy their product. Okay, so this is how it happens, right? E-commerce sites also show prices exclusive of taxes. Taxes are to be charged. You show me the total amount, right, before I take a decision. Similarly, disguised ad. For example, even while doing the gaming, you will find multiple advertisements disguised as a gameplay element itself as the next level button. What will happen? While playing the game, by mistake, you will click to some other next level button, but it is for some other app, and finally you will get switched to their website, right? So this is how, in fact, disguised advertisements are there. Even the thing which I was talking about, that there is a possibility of another download button and another thing is sponsored content, right? So websites with sponsored contents can also be there. So they are also dark patterns. Forced continuity. Start with a trial software and then later on they push you to take the subscription. They have already taken your credit card details, right? So sometimes they say something is free, but once you have registered and started doing the trial, automatically they will start you charging, right? So there are certain dark pattern UX UI examples which one of my very good student has shared with me. So I am happy to share that thing. For example, this is one website, okay, which says Windows 10 is a recommended update for this PC, right? But when you will actually go for taking it, it will be something else, right? So sometimes this is not precisely a product which you are going to purchase, but because of their recommendation, you will look forward to buy it. Okay, so there are certain dark patterns which and such bait and switch, they are not actually true. Okay, sometimes sneaking into basket. Here you can see, for example, here add to the cart. So his actual price is something else. He is buying something else, but in addition to this, they are adding $5 more added to the cart, which is sneaking into the basket. So at the price at the checkout will be different, right? And when you will closely check, you will find that there is something else which has been added, which you actually did not intend to take, right? So that is another thing. Fine. Then for like forced action, right? So sometimes such type of forced action, professional custom address के साथ in Hindi बंद करें. Now you see forced action. So sometimes open a new email ID, open has been shown in blue, right? Whereas close is shown in white. Okay, so sometimes there are many things which are shown in a misleading way, right? They could also have used a contrasting color for the closer also, right? So this is how things happen. Sometimes subscription trickery, 30-day free trial, right? And here they say you paid 2 rupee refundable charge to start the free trial. What will they do? Actually, they will seek your credit card details. They will make a $2 payment or rupees 2 payment, right? But now after the expiry of 30-day free trial, now they will not ask you again whether you want to continue or not. Rather, automatically your subscription will start. Sometimes this amount is more, sometimes this amount is less. If it is less, sometimes we don't worry a lot and finally take the subscription, right? Sometimes nagging, like please turn on notifications. Know right away when people follow you or like and comment on your photos. Okay, not now, right? So now, why would I say not now? This is a kind of nagging, right? So what will happen? Psychologically, the thing will be pushed into me for okay. So I will finally click okay, right? So this is how nagging happens, right? So now we have seen certain variety of dark patterns. So this is the time when we should talk about how we can actually evaluate and identify dark patterns. As a human, we can understand, if you are a little meticulous and cautious, you can always identify. And if a human intelligence can identify, artificial intelligence should have the capability to even identify the similar thing, right? So this is what happens. So this is what we can see, right? So let us go further. So in this connection, we have come up with, the government of India has come up with Dark Patterns Buster Hackathon, DPBH-2023, in association with IIT BHU. IIT BHU is the implementation agency across the country, and this is the most important activity to be carried out at national level on e-commerce platforms. So we have to be very careful and ensure that we finally come up with certain good solutions which can really actually make a difference and make the digital world a world of fair trade practices. Okay, the best part is that the rewards are very high. We have the first cash prize is rupees 10 lakh, second prize is rupees 5 lakh, then 3 lakh, then 2 lakh, then 1 lakh, and certificate of achievement shall also be given to the winning teams, right? So there is significant amount which has been placed as your awards. Okay, so and even I don't call it award, rather I would say your hard work will be rewarded with huge cash prizes, right? So we look forward to all of you to finally win this. Okay, Dark Pattern Buster Hackathon was started on October 26, 2023, and will conclude on March 15. It has 4 different stages, and this is world's first initiative to detect and mitigate dark patterns on e-commerce platform at this scale, at the nationwide level, and in the form of a hackathon where the technocrats have been tasked, or not only technocrats, but the artificial intelligence is an area of interdisciplinary skills. So this is where we are pushing things across our innovative minds to come up with solutions to detect and mitigate dark patterns. So this is a worldwide first initiative. Pan-India competition is 140 plus nodal centers, and not only these respective nodal centers have contacted nearby engineering colleges and other places. So they are even catering to almost 1.5 lakh plus students, plus 500 plus team participation. We have so many teams, and the teams have been tasked to develop browser plugins, extensions, mobile apps for use by consumers at large. Since this is a complex problem, we envisage that the solution would require you to utilize advanced multimodal artificial intelligence platforms, GPTs, LLMs, and so on. Although it is not limited to, you can utilize other methods also, but eventually the jury will be evaluating your solution based on efficiency, performance, and many other parameters. So make sure that your solution is an end-to-end deployable solution and carries lots of significant features to be a winning solution, right? So the problem statement of this Dark Patterns Buster Hackathon is design and prototype innovative app or software based solutions that can detect the use, type and scale of dark patterns for e-commerce platforms. Okay, there will be 4 rounds of innovation, 4 months of hectic engagement up to March 15. So round 1 is right now going up to January 20, up to which participants can register for the participation at respective nodal centers. Then once registered, you will be asked to submit 1-page abstract on your innovative solution, based on which respective nodal centers may screen and finally invite you for the round 2 presentations, which will be carried out during January 21 to January 31, 2024. Okay, at respective nodal centers to carry out intra-institute or intra-college Dark Patterns Buster Hackathon round 2, right? I believe most of you might have registered already, and we still look forward that you people should join, okay, should register. Then after the intra-college DPBH round 2, best teams will be recommended by different nodal centers, and these nodal centers will finally recommend their teams to participate in the grand finale round 3, which will be held on February 17, 2024 at IIT BHU Varanasi, for which we will be even paying you the railway the fare to travel, TADA as well, right? And the best top 5 teams will be awarded on March 15 at a major event held by Ministry at New Delhi on World Consumer Rights Day. So we are expecting the topmost dignitaries of India will be presenting you the awards. Okay, the process flow is just like this. For round 1 participation, you should have 1 to 5 student participation, plus you should have 1 mentor. Generally, even inclusion of at least 1 female member is also highly encouraged. So try if you have a female member as well, right? We should have in fact a 50-50 representation and participation of both the genders in this. Okay, the team leader will be designated and responsible for all the communications and decisions and other things. If you are participating in round 1 and you have registered, you will be given a certificate of participation because you paid heed to the hackathon, participated in this. Okay, in round 2, when you are participating and showing your solution at round 2 intra-college competition, your participation in that will be awarded with a certificate of appreciation, that you are appreciated, that you came up with your solution was screened and found successful to participate in round 2, right? Then at round 3, at IIT BHU inter-college competition of Dark Patterns Buster Hackathon will be held on February 17, 2024. And if you are fortunate and hardworking enough that you finally made up to round 3, you will be given a certificate of excellence, and you will be given travel reimbursement up to rupees 2,000, or as per actuals, we will see what may be the best. If it is less, on producing respective travel tickets. Your stay and other arrangements, lodging and boarding here at IIT BHU will be from our side. Okay. Then in round 4, there will be the award ceremony. 5 teams will be recommended for the final grand prizes at New Delhi on March 15, the World Consumer Rights Day, which will be a major event organized by Ministry of Consumer Affairs, New Delhi. Okay. And these best 5 teams with end-to-end solution and meeting the requirements of the DPBH solution, the problem statement and the criteria, they will be awarded and rewarded with cash prizes, as well as certificate of achievement will be given to them, right? And for attending the event at Delhi, you will be reimbursed up to rupees 8,000 to for your travel. Okay. Deliverables are, you have to design or develop browser extensions, add-ons, plugins, applications, mobile apps, which all are designed to detect dark patterns on e-commerce platforms. So your solution will be downloaded and installed by users, and when they are opening a e-commerce website, right, there they should be able to see it, right? So if on that e-commerce platform there is a dark pattern, your solution should create a bounding box around that and show to the user that there is a catch. Please be careful, right? That is it. Desirables are, generally you have to honor the privacy protection on data collection, crowdsourced pattern identification, your accuracy of detection should be very good, your extensions or solution should be user friendly, should be cross browser compatible, and generally, as we see, generative AIs are very powerful in detecting or identify such thing, although we don't mean that only generative AI, but generally artificial intelligence for such detections may be very useful. You have to manage your repository of the codes and solution, everything, and your solution should be optimized for the power performance, right? There may be variety of resources available, like dark pattern repositories, you have data sets, web scraping libraries can also be referred to, machine learning and AI platforms are also there, right? So there are many resources which you should do. Generally, the evaluation criteria will be based on what is the extent of innovation of your solution. You have to demonstrate the solution as a turnkey in the final grand finale round, right? Maybe in round 2, you are developing your solution, but typically for entry in round 3, you will be required to demonstrate the solution as a turnkey solution, okay? Usually your user interface and user experience should be very good. It should be accurate and reliable. You have to adhere to the privacy policy and other things, compliances, functionalities and features as we are desiring, right? Your solution should be high performance and optimized, and you should provide complete documentation of your solution and do a thorough presentation, okay? Your submission, project submission should finally be, your project or solution should be hosted as a project, maybe in open source libraries, GitHub, etc. And then you should provide the browser extension and apps through some downloadable link, maybe like from Play Store or elsewhere. You should provide complete demonstration and tutorials for your solution, and you should provide comprehensive documentation. The jury will be a major jury, people who are nationally and internationally renowned, right? So be sure of that you will be very critically and carefully evaluated, and the best solution will go forward, okay? Obviously, the rewards and stakes are very high. There is a provision of total total cash prize of rupees 21 lakhs. Okay. So with this, now I will invite my colleague, Dr. Anil, to please talk about how different type of solutions can be generated.
Yeah, so basically, because am I audible?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
So, because I'm from the background of natural language processing and computational linguistics, so I was considering that when you have at least for browser-based applications, you can have let's say you can use the source code that is being loaded in the browser, and from that, because programming languages are much easier than human languages and also much easier than visions, so programming language, I mean the code in the HTML and CSS code in the browser, that can be used also to detect dark patterns. And for that, training data can be created by people themselves, like they can, on their own account, they can, or some anonymous account or something, they can, or without logging perhaps, in a incognito window or something like that. So then they can see what kind of text or what kind of code is being used in the browser. Now, in that, the main challenge will be that nowadays most sites are not loading all the HTML, JSS, etc. At one point and keeping it like that. They are continuously changing it, and based on your interaction with the browser, the code is being loaded from the server, and then it is changing continuously. So you can kind of maybe you or some other people who are interested in this, they can on their own account without logging in perhaps, or maybe while logging in with some uh, uh, unidentifiable account, they can, identify in the sense that, or maybe they can simply without, they can actually log in. That way, they will have the advantage that they can also focus on how to anonymize that data in the code that is generated. So that way, any personal data in the code can be removed, masked, and your algorithm model can be trained to or fine-tuned to look for dark patterns, and you can actually mark them on the browser in some way. I mean, that might need some kind of uh, that is something I have not thought about. So, the thing is that the participating teams and their friends or whoever, they can, on their own account, they can do this and anonymize the data, and then try to find dark patterns based on the way the code is changing continuously based on interaction and scrolling and key button pressing and right clicking or whatever. So, or like
It's
drop
7
down
o'clock.
menu or anything. You were saying something?
No, no, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So I was saying that that can be done pretty easily, I think. And from that, then now the challenge will be when you are on and the user is actually using that tool. How can it be done? Perhaps you can have a browser extension or something that will use that, and so you have trained, fine-tuned it on some kind of data that you have annotated in some way. Marked, there might be annotation tools available for that, perhaps. So, and that can become the fine-tuning data. And then based on that, if a user is ready to, install that, add that browser extension, we can show that this is what we are going to do. If you agree with this, not long terms and conditions, like they are a problem in themselves. People have been talking about that. So not not long terms and conditions, just very brief things which will impact the user, and then so that user is available what is happening, and they knowingly give permission, and that way then browser extension is linked to some server based thing or something, and from that after adding the browser extension, you can have some code, based on the browser to look for such patterns in the text which is being shown, or even images. In fact, the images that are linked to the URL. So, your voice is slightly distorted, but what I understood was that you were asking that how will we collect the data, right? That is a problem. That is something we have to worry about. I mean, that is one. In fact, I would say that while evaluating the projects, what are you doing with respect to that? That can be a part of the evaluation process itself. Like, how can you avoid its misuse? So, I haven't really thought about it. I don't have an answer right now, but probably it could be done. I mean, there are techniques for anonymization and things like that. So, only thing is, how will it be not misused? So, that is something that we have to think about. I mean, if I have some kind of vague answer, I will. Right now, I don't have any answer, but we can have some other meeting. We can maybe uh, talk about that, and I will think about it. And also, if there is some any communication channel, I mean, like, I mean, like WhatsApp group or anything, through those communication channels, whichever is most convenient to most people. That way, uh, people like me who are in the organizing side, they can add their comments about what, I mean, and according to us, what could be the way, right? I mean, we can't actually give the exact solution, but I mean, that you have to do, but whatever hints we can give, that we can share on some communication channels, and maybe Professor Rajput can uh, tell us more about that. But I mean, we have like Google Meet we can use, which is the easiest, I think, because everybody has these days some email running or Chrome browser or some Google application. So that is probably the easiest. Uh, in India, I don't know whether Zoom and other Microsoft Teams are that common or not. But I don't really know about that. But my personal opinion is that I mean I can easily join Google Meet. Otherwise, I have to I mean open another window or something, and then that is only my preference. I'm just telling my bias. So that can be discussed. But WhatsApp group can be there, or uh, some perhaps mailing list could be created somewhere. Like there are platforms which allow you to create mailing lists, and then questions can be asked and they can be answered to the extent possible. Uh, I mean, anything you can suggest probably of this kind that can be used: WhatsApp, Google Meet, and mailing list. And any other thing. But I'm most familiar with these three things. I use these three things most often. So that is my view. Like you can use text rather than. I mean, I don't really work in or video, computer vision. So I don't want to, I mean, comment on that. But because I work in natural language processing, and I've already tried ChatGPT for translation of a very large amount of code from Python, Java to Python. And if you give it the prompt correctly, all the instructions, then it does a very almost perfect job. I mean, you may have some problems, but otherwise, in programming languages, it works almost perfectly. So that's why I'm saying that based on my experience and my area background, I'm suggesting this tech-based approach or vision. I don't really have any answers. I might, I mean, from my point of view, perhaps logistic problems like misuse could be more on the vision side rather than on the text side. So that's my personal view. I mean, it's easy to remove. It may easy to make anonymize programming language or HTML kind of thing rather than vision. So that's my opinion. Maybe it's possible. I mean, I haven't worked on that. But I'm just sharing my thought. So yeah.
So, okay, thank you, Dr. Anil, for a detailed description about the things. So, some of the references, for example, as I showed, there are some data sets available. There are some research papers available which you can refer to. Here I am showing their links also, and later on with the YouTube video I will also place those respective links for your use. Okay, and you people can refer. So sometimes you see here install is shown in green, close is simply shown in white. Okay, sometimes audio books from Audible, this is something else, and there are many more things. So there are advertisements as well as, so there are disguised ads which are shown almost in a similar way, right? So aesthetic manipulation is also there, right? So people check it. Similarly, in fact, pre-selection notification, already you see here in this notification bar, you can see that this is already on. Notification sound, notification of the images, this is also already on, right? So that is another dark pattern. I mean, you should not pre-tick or place it as a yes, right? Similarly, regarding forced continuity and hidden information, sometimes they write after the free trial. Here you can see that try WSJ free for 30 days, right? And after the free trial, they have written in small words, your subscription will continue for $32.99 per month thereafter, right? Later on, if you will say that I had not consented, they will say that we have already written, right? And here you see start free trial is written in such bold colors, right? That is another dark pattern which is there, right? Now here you can see there are multiple currencies. Now here you see carefully that you see there are some shown in dollars, sometimes certain points. So sometimes they are shown in different currencies, different values, and purchase items, right? So one has to be, sometimes, I mean, dark patterns are presented in a way where sometimes you may just simply might ignore. So they have presented it like this. One very important thing is EC dark pattern. This is one publication which is available in GitHub. I can show you the web page also. So here you can see this particular GitHub page I have opened, and here you can see they have given the data which is available for in text. Now here it says the item number 125, article number 125 says 8 customers have bought today. This is a particular randomized content, and the web link is like this. So first, theworld.com collections polyester all over print t-shirt, right? So in this way they have shown such things. So the data set includes variety of such cases. So now you see what will happen. 24 sold in last 24 hours, right? Someone in Barron Bay, NSW, just bought. someone in Faizabad just bought, right? So in this way, 23 people viewing this product. Now we actually don't know whether how many the people are actually viewing it, but such things are used as motivators or manipulator things to the psychology of the customer. So this is where some catch can be, right? So people can the participants can refer to, if you are going to use some NLP and other thing, you can utilize such this data set, okay, for such purposes, okay. So this is one more thing which I wanted to show. Then so this data set consists of 1818 texts identified as dark patterns collected from various shopping websites, okay. So this data set along with their research publication paper is also available, so you can refer to that. Similarly, now here in another publication, they have once again talked about it. It is in the same context, that the data set overview. So they have shown what different type of data is present and can be utilized, okay. Then in fact user interface, this sometimes is also designed in a malicious way, okay. In fact, not only for this, even for blind people also, there are some this type of things are being done. In fact, there are nagging, as shown in right bounding box, right. So over here you can see that nagging is also there, and it says, this is such and such, and I hope you enjoyed making your first doll, and it would mean the world to me if you could take a minute for your time to rate this app. And below that you are given a rate button, right. So this is a detected and localized dark pattern. You are pushing me for rating. Now if you won't rate, it will not give me a satisfaction to my psychological level, and therefore it is a nagging. You are nagging me, you are pushing me to finally give a rating, otherwise I might. And you see, not now, or do it later, even another button should have been there. So there may be different methods by which, so there may be visual cue detection, UI UX text content detection, right. Dark patterns may be analyzed using such things. So through visual cues and text and GUI element bounding boxes, they can also help. So in this way, sometimes people can come up with some certain solutions, okay. Deceptive advertisements. Now you see here, you can find that this is an advertisement in between shown in pink, but this is being shown in a way that you will find as if it is not an advertisement, rather a part of the list, right. This has been done purposely, right. Even advertisements, etc., unnecessarily in my screen you are showing this. So this is once again another dark pattern. So this is where we have to consider how we can do. So sometimes we have included reference link for such papers. This is a research paper from MDPI, so you can refer this. So transformer encoders are there, which can be utilized. The text input, advertisement images, advertisement text, and other things can be fed. Some features can also be additionally generated, and multimodal classifiers can be finally trained to give you the visibility of the deceptive ads, right. So this is another thing. What we actually mean is, it is a complex problem. This is a
It's 1 o'clock.
problem. The results are very high, stakes are very high. This is something which is being practiced by almost every e-commerce platform in one or the other way. Sometimes knowingly, sometimes, and most of the times unknowingly, because it is the UX UI designer who does it. But once the controls will come into picture, people will start refraining from using such patterns on their e-commerce platforms. Okay. So there is another research paper, dark patterns, past, present, and future. So they have given complete review of such thing, right? So they talk about evolution of the tricky user interfaces. So how to trick it? We have included the links to these research papers as well, right? There are many more research papers available on the web. We have included the reference links. So we request and suggest all the students to please go through these links and try to do it better. Okay. There is one more paper, dark patterns at scale, findings from a crawler of 11,000 shopping websites. So you go through them, go through this. You may even contact these authors and request them to provide their data, right? So this is the GitHub data, the 1,818 dark patterns which I had shown in the GitHub, right? So this is another very good thing to refer, right? Then we have automated detection of dark patterns in cookies, banners, right? So this is how to do it poorly and why it is hard to do it any other way. So how to detect anomalies and dark patterns in real time and in real physical e-commerce platforms. Okay. Then we go further. So we have a clustering of dark patterns in the user interfaces of websites and online trading portals. You see, online trading portals are full of dark patterns, so one has to be very careful. What I mean is, there is any and every area which is having dark patterns, right? So everywhere we have to be careful, and we have to make this digital world a neat and clean interface. And this is why we are the dark pattern busters, right? And the super buster of dark patterns will receive the prizes. Okay. So this is where we would like to end our talk, and I believe all of you might have found it useful, and if good, we are very much thankful. So dear participants, students, nodal officers, and people across the country, we look forward to your keen participation into Dark Patterns Buster Hackathon. We want significant awareness on dark patterns, so that in general all the consumers across the country are aware of their rights, and we make the digital e-commerce platform a neat and clean place to work. Okay. So with this, we thank you everyone for their participation, and okay, Jai Hind, and thank you very much. Okay, bye. Please feel free to write to us. We have many other experts also. You have nodal officers in your colleges as well. You have subject area experts in your colleges. So please feel free and do it well. Okay, thank you so much. And looking forward to seeing you all at IIT BHU Varanasi in the grand finale. So please work hard and come up with a nice and fascinating and innovative solution on dark patterns detection and mitigation. Thank you so much. And I formally thank Dr. Anil for having shared his valuable time and for his support. And we are very much thankful that his given ideas may also be very much useful to the students. Okay, good night, and have a very good weekend. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Dr. Anil.